Welcome to the WaltZerFootball.com podcast. This is episode 308. We're doing our week 15 picks against the spread. Joined once again by Jacob Kamiker from the Sporting News. Jacob, how are you and how's your week 14?
I'm doing great. Week 14 was pretty good. So I ended up going, I think, 5-2 on my best bets from the week. I went 8-8 overall because I did some stupid things like pick the Jets outright. I didn't bet on it, but I probably should have been better there. And then I changed one pick that ended up backfiring. I ended up being on the Panthers, and then they just didn't show up. And Drew Lock had the best game of his season. So I thought it was a pretty good 8-8 overall. Got a little bit lucky at the end of the Ravens game. I thought I was heading for another 7-8-1 week, and luckily, that last-second safety helped us pull out a cover there. So I was pretty elated about that after being on the wrong side of many of those in my time.
Yeah, I was telling you before we started recording that my dad bet on the Browns +3, and as soon as Justin Tucker hit that field goal, he called me and said, "Hey, the spread was 3, right?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Oh, it was a push." And then he's like, "Hey, have a good night." And so he hung up. So I assumed he changed the channel. I expected to hear from him after that crazy cover at the end, but he never called me, and I wonder if he knows that he lost. I'm suspecting that he doesn't. So I don't know when he's going to find out, but he's not going to be pretty happy about it. Anyway, I went 10-6 overall. 4-1 in the Super Contest. We also went 4-1 in our joint Super Contest entry. So pretty good week 14. So we have 3 weeks left. Hard to believe that the season's gone by this quickly. It's crunch time, and hopefully get some good picks going in week 15. So before we begin talking about these picks, please hit subscribe or the like button. Or send this video out to someone who likes football. That would mean a lot to us. Comment below as well. All this stuff would help us out a lot. If you want to support the show, you can definitely do that. So let's get going here. The first game is Chargers at the Raiders. This game opened up Raiders -3. It's up to 3.5. So who do you like here?
Yeah, I like the Chargers here. I don't know if I'm going to want to bet much on this one. I'll probably do a unit because it's a standalone game. But the motivation hypothetically favors the Raiders because they're still in the playoff race. But I kind of think these teams are pretty equal in terms of what they have. I think the Chargers had a really good they have a really good offense. They have pieces in place. I know they have some problems on the offensive line, and their defense hasn't been particularly good this year. And Anthony Lynn has made some very bad coaching errors, such as running the ball and letting the clock run out in the first half last week. That was pretty ridiculous. I have no idea what he was thinking at all. I still think that the Raiders, they have better coaching, but their offense is good, but their defense is bad. And they just fired their defensive coordinator before a short week. And I think they could probably do better than Paul Gunther at defensive coordinator. He was not good in his last year at Cincinnati, and the Raiders defense has never really developed into a solid stop unit like some people thought it could be. But even with him gone, I think that it's a tough turnaround to make on a short week to get a whole defensive game plan ready. I think that the Chargers should be able to take advantage of that because their offense is solid. I think Justin Herbert's going to bounce back against a weaker defense. I think that the Austin Eckler is going to run like crazy on these guys. I also think this could be the Chargers Super Bowl. They could effectively knock the Raiders out of playoff contention if they win here. There's also a chance that they may be a little bit flat coming off of a big last-second win against the Falcons, but I kind of don't think that'll happen because they're still not a very good team, so they're just trying to get as many wins as possible. And I think where this number is over 3, I'm going to be on the Chargers here because I could see them winning this game, and we're getting 3. So I'll probably be on them for 1 unit, not much more because I just don't trust Anthony Lynn, and usually the better coach tends to have an advantage on Thursday night if the teams are equal. So I'm a little apprehensive, but I think it could be a field goal game.
Yeah, you're even more confident than I am in this game, although we both have the same side. I think it's going to be a close game, and Anthony Lynn's probably going to find a way to lose it. I think that's what's going to happen. And I was so scared that he was going to find a way to lose that Atlanta game. Somehow the Chargers came through in the clutch, and it was kind of both teams excelled at losing, and they were trying to figure out which way to lose, and the Chargers came through at the end, which was nice. I think you made a good call saying this might be the Chargers Super Bowl, so maybe I'll have a little more confidence as the week progresses. I do think the Chargers are the right side. You brought up the Raiders firing Paul Gunther. I think it's a weird time to do it. Like, if you're going to do it, why not after this game? Because you're going to have more time to get ready. Instead, you have a new coaching staff trying to get ready for the Chargers, who have a good offense. So it's not like they have an easy matchup or anything. So I think this will probably be a field goal game. The first time these teams met, it came down to the wire. If you recall, the Chargers dropped 2 touchdowns in the final 6 seconds. It was a brutal loss. And in that game, the Chargers didn't have Chris Harris, they didn't have Joey Bosa, and they didn't have Austin Eckler. And they have all those guys back. So the Chargers are better this time. Granted, they're on the road, but with no fans in the stands, it doesn't really mean much. So yeah, I like the Chargers. I think this will be a 3-point game.
Yeah, I think you're pretty much dead on about the 3-point game. And I could see the Raiders just being demoralized too, because they just haven't played well the last 3 weeks. Like, they basically didn't lose to the Jets because Greg Williams sacrificed himself so the Jets could have a better shot at the top draft pick. So, I mean, hypothetically, they could be coming in this off 3 losses. And if they had lost to the Jets, I think this spread would be below 3. But people are projecting a bounce back because they're still in the playoff race. Yeah, I just don't see it. I switched sides on the Raiders a lot this year. I just think that their goose looks to be cooked to me.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you might be right that they might be demoralized, and plus there's some chaos of the coaching staff too. So it doesn't look good for them. But I like you. I think Lynn will find a way to lose somehow, and it's bound to happen. So we